Yang Berhormat Datuk Seri Muhammad Khalid Nordin, Minister of Higher Education Malaysia. Yang Berhormat Datuk Idris Harun, Deputy Minister of Higher Education Malaysia. Yang Berbahagia Tan Sri Datuk Arshad Ayub, Chairman Board of Directors University of Malaya. Yang Berbahagia Datuk Rafiah Salim, the Vice Chancellor of University of Malaya. Yang Berbahagia Tan Sri Muhammad Noor Yusof, Director Khazanah Nasional Berhad. Yang Berbahagia Datuk Zamani Abdul Ghani, Deputy Governor, Bank Negara Malaysia. Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah, and a very good afternoon to everyone. Welcome to the launch ceremony of the University of Malaya Malaysian Centre of Regulatory Studies. This centre will be the focal point for multidisciplinary research and study in areas that intersect between the law, business, and economics in relation to innovation, growth, and competition. For such an important and worthy venture, we need to invoke the blessings of God Almighty. And for this, may I invite Dr. Muhammad Roslan Muhammad Noor from the Academy of Islamic Studies to lead us in a supplication.
إلى حضرة النبي الكريم وآله وأصحابه الكرام الفاتحة. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين حمدا يوافي نعمه ويكافئ مزيده. يا ربنا لك الحمد كما ينبغي لجلال وجهك وعظيم سلطانك. اللهم لك الحمد كله ولك الملك كله وبيدك الخير كله وإليك يرجع الأمور كله على نيته وسره. اللهم صل وسلم على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. اللهم إنا نسألك العفو والعافية والمعافاة الدائمة في الدين والدنيا والآخرة، ونعوذ بك من زوال نعمتك وتحول عافيتك وفجأة نقمتك وجميع سخطك. O Allah, the Lord of heaven and earth, we raise our hands together in this glorious afternoon, seeking your forgiveness and endless safety. We ask you to grant your everlasting blessing and mercy upon us during this ceremony and all the times. Indeed, you are the most gracious and the most merciful. Allahumma ya zal manni wal ihsan. O Allah, we get together here in this blessing afternoon to witness the launching ceremony of a new research center, University of Malaya Malaysian Center of Regulatory Studies, for our beloved university. Allahumma ya akram al-akramin. We seek your guidance. With your kindness, give us strength to operate this new center and to make it beneficial for all nations. Allahumma ya malikud dunya wal akhirah. O Allah, please continue to shower your blessing to this country, Malaysia, and guide us to your strict path. Allahumma ya zal judil kiram. O Allah, guide us, help our leaders in implementing wise strategy for the betterment of our nation in the future. Allahumma ja'al jam'ana jam'an marhuma wa tafarruqana tafarruqan ma'suma wa la taj'al fina shaqiyan wa la mahruma. O Allah, bless our gathering, make our separation after it sinless, and do not make among us a misfortune one. Rabbana atina fid dunya hasanah wa fil akhirati hasanah wa qina adhaban nar. Wa sallallahu ala Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa sallam. دعواهم فيها سبحانك اللهم وتحيتهم فيها سلام وآخر دعواهم أن الحمد لله رب العالمين.
Thank you, Dr. Muhammad Roslan. The Vice-Chancellor of the University of Malaya, Yang Berbahagia Datuk Rafiah Salim, will now deliver her welcoming address. Vice-Chancellor.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Yang berhormat Datuk Seri Muhammad Khalid Nordin, Menteri Pengajian Tinggi Malaysia. Yang berbahagia Tan Sri Muhammad Nur Yusof, Ahli Lembaga Pengarah Khazanah Nasional. Yang berbahagia Datuk Zamani Abdul Ghani, Timbalan Governor Bank Negara Malaysia. Yang berbahagia Tan Sri Datuk Arsyad Ayub, Pengerusi Lembaga Pengarah Universiti Melaya, Honourable Ambassadors, members of the Universiti Melaya Management, distinguished speakers and guests, ladies and gentlemen. Terlebih dahulu, izinkan saya bagi pihak Universiti Melaya mengalu-ngalukan kehadiran yang berbahagia Tan Sri, Puan Sri, Datuk-datuk, datin-datin, tuan-tuan dan puan-puan ke majlis ini. Lebih-lebih lagi penghargaan kami adalah kepada Yang Berhormat Datuk Seri Muhammad Khalid Nordin, Menteri Pengajian Tinggi, kerana telah sudi melapangkan masa untuk merasmikan University of Malaya Malaysian Centre of Regulatory Studies. Kehadiran Yang Berhormat Menteri melambangkan sokongan beliau terhadap langkah terbaru Universiti Melaya melebarkan sayapnya untuk memberikan satu lagi sumbangan yang penting kepada pembangunan dan kesejahteraan negara. And I believe this is the first time that Yang Berhormat visits this campus. For the information of Yang Berhormat and the other distinguished guests, this city campus of the University of Malaya is dedicated purely to continuing education. No undergraduate studies is conducted here. In University of Malaya's strategic plan, we are, inter alia, strengthening our continuing education activities in support of one of the thrusts of the Ministry of Higher Education's National Strategy for Higher Education. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, the University of Malaya and Khazanah Nasional Berhad have come together in a partnership model which will be, hopefully, one of many to set up the Khazanah National Chair. I would like to express my appreciation to Khazanah for its foresight in working together with the University of Malaya in what I am confident will be a successful collaboration. It is this agreement to establish the chair that became the impetus for the setting up of this center by the University of Malaya. This kind of foresight is what the University of Malaya, the leading research university, finds great relish in. The research and intellectual resources of the university, working in tandem with the financial and practical input of organizations such as Khazanah, can only lead to great things. Today, we are witnessing the beginning of the remarkable result of one such symbiosis. The University of Malaya is also working closely with the Ministry of Finance for a small grant for this center's operational cost. For this, I must record my thanks to the Ministry of Finance. Yang Berhormat Menteri, This cooperation that University of Malaya has with the industry is one of many. In fact, present with us today are some of our strong supporters who have had continuing collaboration with the University of Malaya. We have here Bank Negara Malaysia, Securities Commission, and we also have friends from the bench. Yang Berhormat, our close relationship with the bench, the bar, and the Aegis chambers have continued right from your days in the law faculty until today, and inshallah for the future. Ladies and gentlemen, permit me now to speak a little bit about the background of the setting up of this center. Under its government-linked company's transformation program, Khazanah Nasional Berhad received feedback from GLCs and regulators that there are difficulties in finding people trained in the area of regulation, and that there is a lack of relevant courses in the area of regulation in local universities. It was therefore proposed that the government, through a partnership model with the University of Malaya, establish a Malaysian Center of Regulatory Studies to focus on regulatory economics and competition, innovation, growth, and competitiveness. Currently, through research done, it is found that there is a missing intersection in Malaysia for work in the areas of law and economics, despite the importance of such intersection. For example, in the relationship between regulation, competition, policy, and innovation and technology. Therefore, there is a need for a holistic approach for engaging all relevant stakeholders, including policymakers, regulators, civil society groups, and the academia, to ensure the effectiveness and success of relevant programs. Thus, the mission of this center is that for all these stakeholders, there will be an increase in awareness and understanding of regulatory issues that intersects between law, business, and economics in relation to innovation, growth, and competition. This is done through research and publication, academic and executive development programs, conferences, workshops, seminars, and forums. It is the vision of this center to be a center of excellence in Malaysia and in the region, inshallah, for the provision of education, training, and research activities in areas aforementioned. The objectives of the center are, firstly, to undertake and promote rigorous and multidisciplinary research into various topics which intersect between regulatory economics and competition, innovation, growth, and competitiveness. Secondly, to assist through conducting various executive development programs so that policymakers and industry managers attain a high level of knowledge and understanding of these intersections. Thirdly, to promote discussion and debate among policymakers, regulators, academics, industry officials, and customer representatives on various issues concerning both law and economics. Fourthly, to enable policymakers, regulators, and regulated companies to make better decisions relating to those legal and economic issues. And lastly, to organize workshops, conferences, and seminars on various topics of interest in order to increase public awareness on those issues. I am confident that these objectives will be achieved. The Dean and the law faculty is actively involved in the setting up of this center, along with a strong cooperation of the other faculties, such as the Faculty of Economics and Administration and the Faculty of Business and Accountancy. To these individuals and the institutions and the many others who are involved in the center and in the organization of this ceremony that we are witnessing today, I owe a debt of gratitude. And of course, to Khazanah Nasional Berhad, we owe even a bigger debt. Hopefully, we'll be able to owe you even bigger debts in the future. To Yang Berhormat Menteri, as an alumnus, I'm sure you share in the pride of achievement felt by all of us today. I am confident with your wise leadership at the helm of the ministry, the policies that will be put in place will provide the impetus for all the universities in Malaysia to achieve greater excellence. Thank you. Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Vice Chancellor. Permit me now to cordially invite our Minister of Higher Education, Yang Berhormat Datuk Seri Muhammad Khalid Nordin, to deliver his speech and to declare the launch of the University of Malaya Malaysian Centre of Regulatory Studies. Minister.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Selamat petang dan salam sejahtera. Yang berbahagia Tan Sri Datuk Ashad Ayub, Pengerusi Lembaga Pengarah Universiti Malaya. Yang berbahagia Datuk Rafiah Salim, Naib Chancellor Universiti Malaya. Yang berbahagia Datuk Zabani Abdul Ghani, Timbalan Governor Bank Negara. Yang berbahagia Tan Sri Muhammad Noor Yusof, Wakil daripada Khazanah Nasional Berhad. Honorable Ambassadors, Dev-Dev jemputan, tuan-tuan dan puan-puan, hadirin hadirat yang saya hormati sekalian. Terlebih dahulu, sukalah saya melahirkan rasa penuh kesyukuran kehadrat Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala kerana dengan limpah kurnia dan izinnya maka dapat kita semua berkumpul di sini pada petang ini untuk sama-sama menyaksikan majlis peresmian dan pelancaran University of Malaya Malaysian Centre of Regulatory Studies pada hari ini. Di kesempatan awal ini saya ingin mengucapkan ribuan terima kasih kepada Universiti Malaya di bawah pimpinan Naib Chancellor Datuk Rafiah Salim kerana telah sudi mengundang saya ke majlis ini. It is good to be back in Universiti Malaya. Saya percaya dan penuh yakin usaha cemerlang universiti ini dengan kerjasama Kementerian Kewangan Malaysia dan juga Khazanah Nasional Berhad dalam mewujudkan pusat ini adalah satu model perkongsian yang akan mengorak langkah menyelesaikan kekurangan tenaga mahir dalam bidang regulasi, ekonomi dan persaingan serta inovasi dan pertumbuhan. Ladies and gentlemen, the 1997 Asian financial crisis has showed us the importance of having a sound regulatory framework to achieve greater economic stability for our country. The implementation of Dana Harta, Dana Modal, as well as the Corporate Debt Restructuring Committee, or CDRC, previously, have proven to be successful models in stabilizing the economic and business activity. The Financial Sector Master Plan, undertaken by Bank Negara Malaysia, as well as the Capital Market Master Plan, undertaken by the Securities Commission, are part of the ongoing proactive measures taken by the government to achieve greater efficiency and stability. These proactive measures taken by the government requires substantial studies on rules and regulation, as well as its implication on the economy and business decision making. The call for free trade agreement and liberalization of trade and services has set a new challenge for us. The issue of equitability has been a central discussion point among academics and policymakers. The emergence of subprime mortgage, which continues to fill news headlines, is currently spreading to various countries throughout the world. Investment banks such as Bear Stearns are the latest victim of this issue, which has created significant instability in the US financial market and is currently spreading to Europe. The call for consolidation between monetary and capital market regulatory bodies to achieve greater monitoring and supervision is now being considered in various developed countries. The fact that laws and regulation affect economic decision is endorsed by economic analysis. Thus, there is an assertion that rules and regulation can be structured to bring about final outcomes that are desirable to society at large, especially in saving cases of market failures. This is where the boundary of economics and law coincide. Socially desired economic outcomes could be achieved through well-structured regulation. The law aspect here is to determine what specific design of regulations are needed to bring about the intended outcome, while the economic part is to determine whether each set of regulation is worth implementing, given the costs and benefits. Implementation of regulations involve a sizable amount of cost and benefit, and thus it is imperative that the government makes informed decisions. This compounds the need for the establishment for a center of excellence for law and economics to enhance the regulatory environment. We are here today because there is an agreement that a holistic approach engaging all relevant stakeholders, including policymakers, regulators, civil society groups, and the academia, is required. With various challenges ahead, there is a vital need to look for affirmative action in the area of regulatory studies and in its strategy and implementation. I think that the Center of Regulatory Studies is the right platform to consolidate all the aforementioned consideration and the various noble objectives behind the setting up of this center. I congratulate the University of Malaya under the wise leadership of its Vice Chancellor and all its partners and future partners in this tremendous endeavor. This is indeed a fitting and momentous step forward for the university under the climate of greater autonomy that my ministry wishes upon all universities presently. With this openness and relative freedom to chart one's destiny, it is hoped that universities will achieve excellence and pave the way for the nation to leap forward to greater stability and prosperity. Tuan-tuan dan puan-puan, saya berasa sangat gembira kerana usaha cemerlang pihak universiti dengan Khazanah Nasional Berhad ini merupakan satu model perkongsian yang akan mengorak langkah menyelesaikan kekurangan tenaga mahir dalam bidang regulasi dan penubuhan sebuah pusat pengajian yang akan ditempatkan di Fakulti Undang-Undang ini akhirnya akan menumpukan perhatian dalam bidang regulasi ekonomik dan persaingan serta inovasi dan pertumbuhan. Malah penubuhan pusat pengajian di Fakulti Undang-Undang ini merupakan satu usaha yang selaras dengan pelan strategik pengajian tinggi negara yang telah pun dilancarkan pada tahun yang lepas. Dan untuk menjadikan IPTA kita bertaraf dunia, adalah penting universiti-universiti tempatan meningkatkan penyelidikan dan pembangunan, research and development, yang mana boleh dilaksana dan dimantapkan melalui pusat-pusat kecemerlangan universiti. Oleh itu, penubuhan pusat yang dicadangkan bagi menjalan dan mempromosikan penyelidikan secara intensif dalam pelbagai bidang yang menyilang antara regulasi ekonomi dan persaingan, inovasi, pertumbuhan dan tahap saingan hendaklah dikembangkan lagi di masa hadapan agar ianya mencapai taraf sebagai pusat kecemerlangan dan dapat memainkan peranannya dalam arena global serta mendapat pengiktirafan antarabangsa. Hari ini di IPTA terdapat lebih daripada 100 pusat kecemerlangan dalam negara. Namun, hanya sebilangan kecil saja yang mendapat pengiktirafan antarabangsa, khususnya Pusat Kawalan Doping, Pusat Racun Negara di USM dan Institut Genom Malaysia UKM. Di peringkat kementerian, kita sedang dalam proses untuk mengenal pasti pusat kecemerlangan di IPT yang layak untuk dijadikan sebagai National Center of Excellence. Kajian akan dijalankan untuk membentuk Cluster of Excellence bagi pusat-pusat kecemerlangan supaya mereka dapat bergabung tenaga, kepakaran, bahan-bahan dan fasiliti penyelidikan untuk kebaikan bersama. And I hope that through the formation of this Center of Regulatory Studies, it will also become one of the prominent Center of Excellence for Universiti Malaya dan seterusnya dapat diangkat sebagai the National Center of Excellence for the country. Ini harapan saya, lebih lagi kerana ia diletakkan di Fakulti Undang-Undang daripada mana saya datang dahulu. Ladies and gentlemen, to end my speech, I wish to express my appreciation to the Ministry of Finance for the endowment, for the establishment of the operation of the center, and Khazanah Nasional Berhad for the endowment for the inaugural chair. I believe this is only the beginning, especially for Khazanah, and they will make their pledge and commitment to contribute more to make the chair a success. This generous endowment are as usual pivotal in the successful implementation of programs such as this. On that note, it now gives me great pleasure, not only as the Minister responsible for higher education, but also as a proud alumnus of the Faculty of Law and the University of Malaya, to officially launch the University of Malaya Malaysian Centre of Regulatory Studies. May the Centre achieve all its objectives. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Yang Berhormat, for officially launching this center. To mark this launch, we invite you to witness this multimedia presentation. To seal this partnership, we shall now witness the signing of the Memorandum of Understanding between the University of Malaya and Khazanah Nasional Berhad. May I invite the Vice-Chancellor of the University of Malaya, Yang Berbahagia Datuk Rafiah Salim, to represent the University of Malaya. Yang Berbahagia Tan Sri Muhammad Noor Yusof, the Director of Khazanah Nasional Berhad, to represent Khazanah. And to bear witness, Yang Berbahagia Professor Datuk Dr. Muhammad Amin Jalaluddin, the Deputy Vice-Chancellor of the University of Malaya, and Dr. Nunsari Ahmad Radhi, the Executive Director of Khazanah Research and Investment Strategy. We will also be honored if Yang Berhormat Datuk Seri Muhammad Khalid Nordin and Yang Berbahagia Tan Sri Ashad Ayub could grace the occasion of the ceremony by their presence on the stage. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Yang Berhormat Menteri has asked me to announce the value of the chair established by Khazanah Nasional today is 30 million ringgit.
And now, may I invite the signatories to exchange the documents. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. We will now have the presentation of mementos. Huh? Another photo. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. We will now have the presentation of mementos. May I invite the Chairman of the Board of Directors Universiti Malaya, Yang Berhadirat Tan Sri Ashad Ayub, to present a token appreciation to Yang Berhormat Datuk Seri Muhammad Khalid Nordin, the Minister of Higher Education. May I invite Yang Berhadirat Tan Sri to also present a memento to Yang Berhadirat Tan Sri Muhammad Noor Yusof, the Director of Khazanah Nasional Berhad. Khazanah Nasional, through Yang Berhadirat Tan Sri Muhammad Noor Yusof, would now like to present a memento to Yang Berhormat Datuk Seri Muhammad Khalid Nordin. May I invite Yang Berhadirat Tan Sri Ashad Ayub to receive a memento also from Khazanah. And finally, Yang Berhadirat Tan Sri Muhammad Noor Yusof will present a memento to Yang Berhadirat Datuk Rafiq Salim, the Vice Chancellor of University of Malaya. Thank you. May I invite everyone to take their seats once again. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen,